feel like a level where they are feeling happiness, right? They feel complete. That's why people want relationships. Oftentimes what happens in relationships, and this is why people break up, or this is just a theory, I ask myself, why do people break up? Why do people break up? Why is the divorce rate so high? All right. Do you guys think, tell me this, do you guys think that people can be happy with one another? Yes or no? Can people in relationships remain happy? Are people monogamous? This is some of the things I think about, right? I have a theory that there can be, in relationships, it can be mutual, meaning both parties want to have the relationship, but there can never be harmony in the relationship. I'm gonna repeat that. It can be mutual, meaning both parties are with each other. The guy likes the girl likes the guy. Both parties are in the relationship, they want to have the relationship. But it can never be harmony. There's always going to be something wrong. Why is that? Because we live in a chaotic world, right? We live in a society where we almost never have enough of anything, especially if you're one of the people that's in the middle class, lower class. You're in constant fear of losing something. You're in constant fear of not having enough resources. So one of the theories that I was learning about is that if you are at the bottom of the caste system that this society has created, right? The bottom of the hierarchy, you're not allowed to have a relationship. You can't really have a relationship. That's either true or it's false. The reason that you can't have a relationship is because you don't have enough resources to have a relationship. The people at the top have all the resources. In order for you to attract a mate, you would need to have resources. And this is why a lot of guys struggle when it comes to relationships, because they don't understand the hierarchy. And if you get deep enough into studying hierarchies, you're going to start dealing with discrimination. You're going to start to get into the haves and the have-nots. And we all know where that road leads to. It leads to most people getting their feelings hurt. So I don't think that people could be in relationships in the true sense of the word, because I don't think that people are free. I don't think that most guys are free. I don't think most young ladies are free. Because based off what I've learned, in order to be free, you would have to be able to operate freely in society. You know what I'm saying? Most people can't operate freely. I'm getting there. Stay with me. Stay with me. What do you mean most people are not free? Okay. You're told when you apply for a job, that job is going to tell you how much money you can make. Okay? How much money they're going to pay you per hour. That's what the job is going to tell you. When you apply to buy a home or to get a mortgage, they're going to tell you how much home you can afford. Now, when I say they, who is they? The people who are put in place to regulate society. The gatekeepers. If you go outside right now and you do something that's against what the gatekeepers say, you're going to face consequences. So by the very nature that you're not free. So I had a theory that perhaps most adults are not even really adults. We are attempting to be adults, but most people are not adults. because they don't have enough agency to be adults. They can't move around freely in society. To drive down the street, you need a driver's license. You need permission to drive down the street. To buy a home, you need permission to buy a home. To invest in certain things, you need permission. You can't just operate without following the rules and regulations. That's not how the hierarchy is set up. So by following all of these rules, we give consent to the hierarchy. Give me a heart for that. Give me a diamond for that. Good job, Brian. We give consent to a lot of this foolishness. And that's the crazy thing. That's one of the things that grinds my gears, that get me upset. Because I would like to be free. This is me speaking real to you. I would like to be free. Man, I done been everywhere. I done been to New York. I done been to Cali. I live in the South. Last month I was in Chicago. I done been everywhere. Miami, Atlanta, New York, Jersey City, Chicago, Kansas City, all of the cities in Texas, New Orleans, Los Angeles, the Bay, Portland. So I think that I think that I've seen enough to kind of base my opinion off of. Like I didn't see enough. Most people are having the same problems, no matter where they are. They're not free. But why are people not free? Are we not free because of our fear? That we fear not having enough? We fear what would happen to us if we challenge the system? So when people get into this relationship talk, the thing that I think about is I see countless videos of people not getting to the deeper point. It's so many videos on YouTube, the gender wars, all this stuff. Guys are not doing this. Girls are not doing this. Oh, he needs to make 6 figures. And then guys saying, well, she needs to be 25 for the rest of her life. This is what the two people are not thinking about. And the people who are making these videos, I think that they should study some psychology. They not get into let me get to the point. When two people are in a relationship, the relationship is not just between the two people. The relationship has an invisible force. It's an invisible, unseen presence that's a part of the relationship. Now, some people will call it the state. Some people may call it the government. But let's say people are in a relationship, right? First, I would ask a question. When does a relationship start? Let me back up. When does a relationship start? Before we talk about relationships, when does a relationship start? You know, I've talked to so many people and asked them this question. Most people between the ages of 25 to 45 say, the relationship start when I say so, when my feelings involved, if I love him or not. Guys say the same thing. My relationship starts if I feel, something for her. No, that's not when the relationship starts. The relationship starts when two consenting adults decide to go to the bedroom. That's when the relationship starts. Before you go to the bedroom, it's not a relationship. So therefore, a person could know someone for 24 hours, and before they go to the bedroom, it's not a relationship. But the moment they go to the bedroom, it's now a relationship. It's not a relationship before two people go to the bedroom. It's just relations. It's just people talking. The relationship is, why? Because everything that could happen outside of that. Life could be created. It could go horrible. It could go left, right? You could risk your life behind this. So that's when the relationship starts. Okay, boom. Now we got that out of the way. Most people, they don't even make it to first base because they don't know when the relationship starts. Imagine people in 2025 and beyond, or entering a relationship but don't even know that the relationship has begun. And then that's how we get these television shows like Maury and all of this stuff where people have kids and people actually say, but we wasn't in a relationship. Yes, you were in a relationship. You gave consent to the relationship when you gave consent to this person. That was the relationship. But why do people break up? Why are male and female relationships in such a confusing state right now? Right? Well, I would say that people are so confused right now when it comes down to relationships because they're not asking enough questions. People are so confused right now when it comes down to relationships because they're not asking enough questions. Or you enter the relationship. Does that make sense? You should ask. It should be no questions that's off limits. So, okay, let's say I meet a young lady. I'm digging her. She's attractive. I like her personality. Now we say that we are going to go on a date. I ask her, I'm like, hey, would you like to go on a date with me? I like to get to know you more. We could just, talk for a while. The purpose of the date is to ask questions and to answer the questions truthfully. And if I can't ask a question, if a question is off limits, and if she asks me a question and I deem that the question that is off limits, that is too many questions, then we can't be in a relationship. You can't be in a relationship with someone that you feel like you can't even begin to answer questions truthfully. That's problematic. But the reason why people struggle in relationships is because both people are not whole. They don't have enough agencies. Before you enter into a relationship with a person, you would need to have justice. You would need to have enough of your environment under control. And that you do not have. And it's not your fault. Most people can't control their environments because the system is designed for you not to be able to control your environment. The system, and I hope I'm not talking too fast, stay with me. The system is designed for you not to be able to have quality friendships. The system is designed for you to not be able to have quality friendships, for you not to build good relationships. The system is designed that way. That's why having a friend is so rare. That's why meeting a person that you could be in a relationship with is so rare. That's not common because the system is designed off scarcity. You're not supposed to be able to do that, right? And in my life, I found this out the hard way because I was unsuccessful in having relationships. And I'm like, man, I have a decent job, I have decent education, I have some qualities that a person may like. I have a ton of flaws. I'm one of those people that's honest about that. I have a ton of flaws. But I hope that the things that I bring to the table that is positive, a person would overlook or tolerate is a better word, so that we can have a relationship. Vice versa. I met young ladies that had really good traits, really good things that I liked about them. But then they also had things that I disliked about them. And I had to think in my head, can I tolerate the things that I dislike to enjoy the things that I do like about this person? And I think in our generation, like young people, that's one of the things we struggle with. I think that we struggle with tolerating one another. I think that people struggle with this because we have to understand, in my opinion, things could never be 100% in harmony. So whoever you choose to date, whoever you choose to be with, they're going to come with a lot of flaws, because the system and the society that we live in is an imperfect society. Society is not as it should be. Would you agree with that? That things are not as they should be. And people are mistreated. And as a result of people being mistreated, we internalize that and we mistreat other people. So when relationships don't work out, you have to understand that no matter who you choose to be with, one, that person is going to have some really good traits. And then two, they're going to have a lot of flaws. Everyone has flaws. But we have to think, am I willing to tolerate the things that I dislike about this person in order to sustain the relationship? And I think that sometimes in our generation, we are so judgmental. I think that all of us need to lower our standards. And I know that sounds crazy, but if everyone just lowered their standards for a second, things would get a lot better. And this is what I mean by that. We all want what we deem as rare, right? Why do people cherish something? People cherish things that they perceive as rare, right? As special, as unique. However, we live in a society that reinforces behavior that's all the same. People have the same hairstyles. They talk the same. Million people got the same tattoos. Million people mimicking the same accent. People want to imitate the group because that's how you fit in, right? But then people also want to be recognized for being unique, for being rare. And I get that. So people can't tell who is who. You can't tell who is who, because after a while, it all seems the same. But do I think that people can have a relationship? Yes. I think what people have to understand is that the best you're going to get it is that both parties want to have the relationship. You can't guarantee that every day is going to be perfect. You can't guarantee that you're going to have enough resources. You can't guarantee that your health is always going to be in order. It's a lot that you can't. In fact, neither party can guarantee anything. And I think that this is what we have to understand. What do I mean by we can't guarantee anything? A relationship is built on promises, is it not? A relationship is built on promises. Baby, I promise that I'm always going to be there for you. Y'all know the Jagged Edge song? Like, I promise, that these things are true. People make these promises, but we really can't keep these promises. We can attempt to keep the promises. We make a vow. We can attempt that we will do the things that we say we're going to do, but we don't know. And the way that the society is set up, there's this invisible force, getting back to my point. So we talked about, when does a relationship start? My answer to that is, the relationship starts when two people enter the bedroom. That's when the relationship starts. Most adults seem to think that the relationship starts when you say, I love you, this and that. No, the relationship starts when people do this. Okay? Why do people break up? People break up because of disharmony. But here's the thing. Nobody can guarantee harmony in a relationship. They can try, but they have this outside force. So I started thinking about this as I started getting a little bit older. Is the marriage, like, let's say you get married, right? Is the marriage between the two people, or is the marriage only a marriage if the government is involved? Now think about this. Stay with me on this because this is deep. This is why I say most people are not free. The marriage and the relationship is not just between those two people. The relationship is them, and then they have to deal with the world. So it's two people and it's the world. But in some cases, it could be two or more people in a relationship. And we see this all the time. All the time. It could be two or more people. But to simplify things, we're going to talk about two people in the relationship and the obstacles that they're most likely going to go through. And I went through some of this. So I'm speaking from experience, and it led me down the rabbit hole, okay? All right. When people decide that they want to get married, they have to go to the state or the government. And historically, people go to the state or the government in order to file marriage paperwork because the marriage is now recognized by the state. Now, this is done for property purposes, legitimate offspring, for resources, right? Marriage has a lot to do with resources. But okay, here's the problem. When the two people are happy, the state is invisible. You don't think about the state. The state only comes into play when there's disharmony in the relationship. And there's always going to be disharmony in the relationship, whether you know it or not. The moment you relationship, and there's always going to be disharmony in the relationship, whether you know it or not. The moment you started, so then what ends up happening? When the two people have a problem, they're forced to go to the state. The state cannot produce justice for you. The state can only turn you and your partner against each other. So people get married and they sign a contract with the state. And they do this because this is what has been taught to them. We only do what we see other people do. Now, I would argue that the marriage can be just between that person and the other person. But I also understand that we live in a world where a lot of people don't believe that a marriage is real unless paperwork is signed, which is heavy, you know, because who taught us that? Who made you believe that? Who taught you that a marriage is only a marriage if the courts is notified? Society and those people who control the hierarchy taught you that, okay? And taught me that too. I'm no different. So, okay, the two people are together. When things are going good, they don't think about the state. They don't think about the consequences of their actions because they're happy. However, when bad day comes, when it's a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year of them being unhappy, now they start thinking about divorce. They start thinking about breaking up. They start thinking about all of the things about their partner that irritates them, their voice, the way they do things, little things. It's little things that breaks the camel's back. But those are the things that we should be most forgiving for, because we have to remember that it's things about us that person may dislike too. But if they're willing to accept us at our lowest, right, and love us and support us at our strongest, that's a real person. But oftentimes, you know who see the ugliest sides of us? The person that's our significant other. That's one of the most difficult relationships to have, because It requires so much of us. And when the government is involved, it can only tear you apart. When people get married and they're in these relationships and then they go to the government because there's disharmony in the relationship, the government is going to eat them alive. So I would say that the best outcome you could possibly have is that the relationship is mutual. You cannot guarantee that the relationship is going to be harmonious. It's just impossible because there's just so much disharmony in the world, right? There's just so much disharmony in the world. And I think that we put so much pressure on our significant other. Men do it to women, women do it to men. We want this person to be a symbol of consistency in an inconsistent world. And I think that that's very unfair. Not to just ourselves, but to them. And another thing that I thought about, guys, for my fellas, I thought about this the other day. The idea of how we think of women may have to change. Because most guys, we have an ideal in our head of what we want a woman to be. It comes from our fantasy, music, things that we heard from like our father figure or our grandparents. Like we seen so much, we want all of the good. We want her to look a certain type of way. Like she gotta be a 10. We want her to be submissive yet supportive. We want her to be a goddess, right? Most guys want this. Whether they admit it or not, most guys want a goddess. Most guys, including me, we have this idea in our head of what a woman is. And I'm here to tell you guys that it doesn't exist. What you think a woman should be is not necessarily who she is. And we got to accept that. And that's a tough one for us to accept. It's tough for us to accept what we say we want and deserve is just a figment of our imagination. Imagine it. But they made songs about this, like the Temptations. It was just my imagination, once again, running away from me. It's just your imagination. We're daydreaming over somebody that doesn't even exist. And when we meet someone and they have these flaws, we trip because we had an idea in our head of what our person was supposed to be. So that's one of the reasons why relationships are so tough, because you have the idea of what a relationship is and you have the reality of what a relationship is. And that's people, and what's so crazy, all of us are guilty of acting this out. We're pretending. People are fake. I'm fake sometimes. Sometimes I'm real. So we have to practice honesty. And that's so hard because honesty is not the sexiest thing. Everybody claim they want an honest person. Just be honest with me. Do you really want an honest person? Think about this for a second. An honest person is going to hurt your feelings, even if they try to be kind about it. But you should still try to rock with an honest person. And I think honest people are going to struggle the most in relationships. Believe it or not, liars are going to do, people who lie all the time, as like people who lie for sport, they're probably going to be more successful in a relationship short term than an honest person. Because an honest person is going to be honest with themselves So that means they have awareness, and then they're going to be honest with you. And honesty comes with boundaries. And honesty may not be what we want to hear. So it's easy for us to interpret that as I'm with the wrong person because this person was honest with me. I need to go be with somebody else, you know? And then the person you end up with is not even an honest person. They're a liar. So I think that things could be mutual, but I don't think that things can be harmonious. I'm so serious. Like in a relationship, the best we can hope for is both parties want to have the relationship. Do you know how many people, think about this, really think about this. Do you know how many people are in relationships with people for years at a time and it's not even mutual? Both people don't even feel the same about the relationship as one person does. So one person wants the relationship, the other person wants the attention from the relationship. It's not mutual. If I had to choose between harmony, meaning just things are perfect, like, but it's not mutual. Hear me out. Harmony, but it's not mutual with me and the person I'm rocking with. Versus it's chaos, but it's 100% mutual. I would choose 100% mutuality. Now, both sides are going to suck because if it's constant chaos within the world, like instability, not between, so both of you are on the same page, but y'all struggling, I could respect that because it's like, well, damn, if it's one thing I won't have to doubt, it's my partner because it's mutual. But imagine being in a situation where you have all of the money, all of the material things that life could possibly give you, but you have no one to share it with. The person that you would like to share it with is not mutual. Why would you want that? But we do this all the time, you know? And so I just think that things could be mutual, but they could never be harmonious. And I think that what happens is people mistake it not being harmonious with it not being mutual. And that confuses people. And so many people struggle with relationships because I think that we have a skewed vision on what a relationship really is. You know, so many people have this Hollywood fairy tale belief system on what a relationship is. For example, what does it mean to love someone? I know I'm getting deep. Stay with me though. People claim that they love someone, right? People say, oh, I love you. People claim that they love someone and will do bad things to them. So if a person can say that they love someone and do something bad to them, is that love? So we have to identify what love is, right? What is love, right? Can you do something to someone and then say that you love them? Like, can you harm someone and then say, I love this person, right? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Let me see who is on here. Yeah. So can you do this? Anybody want to join my live and chop it up with me? Let me see. Invite who this is. Yo, what's up?
What's up, bro?
All right, you've been watching my live. I got a question.
Who been watching your live?
I see as you came up on the screen.
Nah, I ain't been watching your live.
Oh, where you from?
North Carolina.
What part?
The city, right by the city. What's up?
All right. So I got a question. I was talking on my live. Why do you think in modern day times, it seems like people struggle with relationships. Like, it don't matter where you at, it seems like people struggle.
It's cause the rap game. If you ain't got that bag, you ain't hitting no shit. That's what they saying. It's this what it is, bro. It's females. I wouldn't say they necessarily think they celebrity females, but they got that shit instilled in their mind that if the nigga ain't got no money, he ain't hit no shit. If a nigga ain't paying for everything, he ain't hit no shit. They don't know the principles behind a relationship. It's 50-50. And I ain't meaning 50-50 as in like, okay, I pay 50% of the bills, you pay 50%. 50-50 like, when I give you 80, you give me 20. When I give you 20, you give me 80. I got your back, you got my back. That's 50-50. You feel me? Like they don't see shit eye to eye. They just got little brains. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, and then you got these female celebrity women, bro, like rapping in them songs. If he ain't got that bag, he blah 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 blah. That shit ain't real, bro. Everybody ain't rich. You feel me? Everybody ain't rich. Everybody ain't pulling up. Everybody ain't dropping bags on Go Yard bags. Everybody ain't goddamn buying Chanel. Motherfucker, you get a goddamn Michael Kors bag, you better be goddamn glad shit. That's $100 some bag shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
yeah.
that's what it is, bro. It's the music and it's the access. We have so much access to seeing shit we ain't even, I wouldn't say shouldn't supposed to be seeing, but we got so much access to shit that we don't even need to be really caring that much about because it ain't got nothing to do with us. You feel me? They in a whole different category.
Like, you know how like our grandparents, older people, especially like the real older people, like they had lasting marriages, right? They was married, did the family thing. Do you think the younger people are going to one day come to that?
I just told my homeboy today, I don't even think marriage real shit. I don't even think that shit real no more. Like, I don't even think that shit real no more, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, we a lost society, bro. Like, we lost. Like, we don't know who we is. And I ain't saying like me. I'm saying like as a whole, like we don't know who we are. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm 21. So you really talking about my generation, really.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know who we are, bro. Like,
Like, okay, I asked you this question because I was talking about this on my live. I'm 31. So I'm 10 years older than you. All right. So, in your opinion, when does a relationship start?
What you mean? When like what you mean?
So okay, your girl, you know, y'all. At what point is it a relationship? Like, when do y'all go from friends to something more?
When he let that girl know what it is.
I bet. I think one of the like when I was that age too, like one of the things that we struggle with, we just don't know is that like when the relationship start. And I think that's what gets so many people caught up. Cause one person might think they in a relationship and the other person don't know that they in a relationship. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel me? I say this one, that grown man answer, when they go to the bedroom. That's when the relationship start. But a lot of guys don't see it like that. A lot of girls these days don't see it like that.
That you think that's when relationships start?
That's when they should start.
Nah. You was thinking like that at my age?
No, but I should have been thinking like that at your age.
I'ma say it like this, bruh. And they got it messed up because I feel, and this is all opinion, so this is my opinion. I feel like as long as you single, you do what you want to do, right? Okay, so I feel like as long as you let that girl know your intentions, like it is what it is. Like as long as I don't tell that girl like you the only girl I mess with, you the one, like you the only one I mess with, you the only one I talk to, I'm entitled to do what I want to do. If she's still thinking that she don't like I'm only messing with her, if I done told her straight up, that's her problem. You feel me? But if I'm lying to this girl telling her you the only one and I'm still doing what I want to do on the side, that's wrong. You feel what I'm saying? It's being straightforward. It's people think they got a lie to get what they want. It's somebody out here gonna do what you want, bro. What somebody wants, somebody will, bro. That's a fact. You feel what I'm saying? If she really wants you, bro, she don't care what you doing. She gonna try her hardest to fuck with you. You see what I'm saying? You just gotta, I don't know. But as far as taking it to the bed, that's real. Nah, I'm gonna play the field until I get a main one. I ain't gonna lie.
So, alright, let's unpack that. Cause, like, what you mean, like, till you get a main one, like,
I'm gonna play the field like until I feel like I'm ready to settle down. I'm gonna keep playing the field.
alright,
I don't think nothing wrong with that because I don't. As far as having a girlfriend, I'm not looking for a relationship. Like, you know, that's what I say. You see what I'm saying? If they respect that, they respect it. If they don't, they're gonna stop talking to me. If they want to keep talking to me, you gonna keep talking to me.
I think that, like, the problem with that, and this is where a lot of young guys mess up. If you think like that, and so many of us think like this, what happens if you have a baby by a girl that you don't want to be your main, and then you meet the girl that you want to be your main, but you already got a kid now?
Well, either she gonna respect that you got a kid and still want to be with you, or not. You know, it's a lot of people out here with a baby mama with a girlfriend, or with a baby mama and we're going with a woman or got a whole wife. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see so many marriages where people get together and that father, that's not his kids. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like,
Could you date a girl with a kid?
nah, that ain't my home.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like a female might feel the same way. She might be like,
Right. You're right about that. But at me personally, I feel like you already done let a, and maybe everybody think like that, but I feel like a man already done made his home. Like, you already done let him. And I don't want to think about it like that because, you know what I'm saying, people always have intercourses no matter what. You see what I'm saying? But it's like after you have a child, he invaded you. Like, the public know that. You see what I'm saying? Without a baby, I'm just thinking, like, I can just think and imagine. But with a baby, I know somebody did something. You see what I'm saying? So that just off the top, like, nah, you already let somebody invade. Like, I can't make that my home. I can't make that my home.
so one day you want a wife though. Like, that's something you want?
Yeah, that's the goal. Yeah,
Okay.
that's most definitely the goal.
But you'd say most people not on that in your generation.
Most people not on there, bro. Getting money, and playing the field, bro. That's the best way I can put it.
So, man, I've been to North Carolina, man. Charlotte. Man, I've been to South Carolina. First of all, y'all got some baddies out there, like, for sure. Like, North Carolina AT&T, like, they got baddies out there. Like, it's no shortage
Yeah.
of attractive women out there. So, like, how would you describe, like, a Carolina girl? Like, what they like?
I mean, like anywhere else, you got different kinds. Like, it ain't one specific kind of girl down here. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody got their own swag. You got the white girls. You got some white girls that preppy white girls. You see what I'm saying? That's with the country. You got some white girls that's with the more leaning towards our swag. You see what I'm saying?
What's your type?
What's my type? I don't really discriminate. Long as she pretty, bro. Long as she pretty, that's really what matter to me. I ain't gonna lie.
You like the snow bunnies?
Nah, not really. I mean, like I said, it don't really matter to me.
Man, just be careful out there, bro. Like, you 21, man. To me, bro, you just gonna hit your prime in like 10 years from now, bro. Like, you can have some fun now. Just be safe, bro. Because, like, by the time you buy like late 20s, early 30s, a lot of things gonna open up for you. You feel what I'm saying? You're gonna have a lot more options. And I think like that's one of the things that's probably a disconnect because I think girls and guys don't peak at the same time.
Right.
You feel me? Like a lot of girls in your age group, they probably trying to get with some older dude. You feel me? And so like, don't even trip on that because one day you might be the older, what slightly older. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But do you think like a lot of guys just maybe kind of just simp too hard? Like a lot of guys just put women on like a pedestal. Like I'm gonna treat her like a queen. She gonna be my everything. Like I love her so much, and a lot of women don't really want that.
It ain't being reciprocated.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
man. So many dudes, bro. I know, especially in your age group, bro. This is what usually happens to a lot of young dudes. They gonna fall in love. They gonna get their heart broke. Some guys gonna make a baby with the girl that they fell in love with, and they gonna spend a minute shaking back.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying, when do you think a relationship start? Because like a lot of guys, they looking at it like, man, you know what I'm saying? If I hit that, God, that's what guys value when you're young, like how many you could hit or the quality that you could hit. But they not really thinking like, bro, I could get this girl pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And like, man, I say guys, that's your biggest power is to your seed, bro. Like, is women, like the older you get, the more power, the more value your seed is going to have. Cause with men, bro, even though it's a lot of foolishness in the world, when you get older, you get you a good job, you get your education, you start having some motion, you start being able to go to different places like New York, LA, different places. You might even be overseas on some stuff. You're gonna be like, damn, there's women everywhere. The girls back home that I thought was the baddest ones, they average. You gonna see girls that you knew back like that was bad, they gonna gain weight, have a kid. You know what I'm saying? They gonna
That's
be
a
past the
fact.
problem. Yeah, man. So, man, but man, North Carolina got some baddies. You know what I'm saying? I know the military dudes be winning out there, bro. Like, it's like NC kind of like a military state, bro. Like, the military dudes are getting all of them out there, huh?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. So what you plan to do, bro? You in school or what? What you doing?
I work.
For real? That's what's up, bro. You ever like I say, bro, don't sleep on getting in the trades, bro. Like electricians, HVAC. Um, I personally went the CDL route. I wish I would have did it when I got in it at 25. Man, that's how I done been